After reviewing and doing some practices over loops, for loops, and while loops, now we can talk about nested loops. What are nested loops? In loop nesting, we can put any type of loop inside of any other type of loop. So, in fact, when you have more than one loop, that they are related to each other in this way, that one loop is inside another loop, it is called nested loop. Our programming language allows using one loop inside another one. Here you see the schematic presentation of nested loops. After this, we start doing practices on nested loops so you can understand the concept better. See what happens here. If I ask you to show me the first loop, what you are going to see? You are going to check here, and according to the definition we have had about loops, you see, okay, here is the condition. If condition holds, statement is executed. And otherwise, it is end. It's exactly the definition of loops. Okay, let's see what is this statement here. The statement here is checking a condition. If it is true, statement is executed, and otherwise, it is end. So we see there is something inside this outer loop that itself is a loop. So we call this situation nested loop. I'm going to show you in RStudio what it is exactly meaning. Let's start with this loop that we have here. Very simple loop that we have for x in 1 to 10, print x. When we run it, we get this result. After each printing, it goes to the next line. What if you want to print two-dimension type of thing? For example, you want here to have 1 1 1 2 1 3 2 1 2 2 2 3 and like that. To make it smaller, let's make it 1 2 3, and here I'm gonna define another for loop inside this for loop. You see, exactly according to the meaning. Now, what you see here, my friends, is a loop inside another loop. We call this situation nested loop. Okay, now let's go for something, for example, print paste and y. See what will happen here? That's the things that we wanted, as I mentioned. 1 1 1 2 1 3 2 1 2 2 2 3, and like that it continues until the end. You see the point of having nested loop. You can iterate even on different dimensions. Let's here check what's happening. Okay, we start from here. It says x equals okay, it says here we have x equals 1 because it's a start from that. Let's start from here. X is 1. Okay, when x is 1, because x is inside 1 to 3, after that it starts another loop. So while x is 1, it says let's loop y inside 1 to 3. So while we are inside x1, it starts looping with y. What is the first number of y that it starts looping, iterating? It is 1. So we have x1, y1, and it says print paste x and 1. So it prints 1, 1. It continues because still the conditions hold. X is still 1 because we are not in the outer loop. We are inside the inner loop. So the next amount, it goes for the next one. That is 2. So it says print x and y together. We have x still 1 and we have y next to it 2. Can we continue? Yes, because the looping condition is 3. The size is 3. So now y is 3 and we have x1 and so y is 3. But now here, my friend, pay attention. Now we reach to the end of the vector, that is 3. So it ends it, the condition is not holds anymore, so it goes to the outer loop. To the outer loop, so x go for the next one. So at the next step, x is 2. And again, the same story. Y starting 1, 2, and 3. And here we have 1 and 2. Please also yourself do all these steps and make sure you are completely dominant on the concept. Can we make another loop inside this nested loop that we have? Yes. Let's go, for example, for we go here for z in 1 to 2. Okay. So what you will see will happen, my friends. Here you will see, I will show you, and you also please first try to manually predict the outcomes. The outcome would be 1 because it starts from the first or outer loop. So it is 1. And after that, it goes for the second loop. And again, it takes 1 from that. And after that, for the last one, that is 1. So it starts looping in the last one. So it would be 1, 1, 2. Now it is done with 2. So it starts 1, 2, 1. See, still the outer loop is on the first element, but the second loop is on the second element. And now we go for the second element of this one. As you can see, we start from the second element 1 to finish. So it is now 2, 1 to finish. So the next one would be 1, 3. Again, 1, 1, 3, 2. Please repeat this practice for yourself until you make sure you are completely fine. And after that, it will become 2 because it starts going to the second element. So when it gets to the second element, everything starts from the beginning. So again, it is 2, 1, 1, and the next one is 2, 1, 2, and like this, it continues. Now I'm gonna print this. You have so much time, my friends, to practice on these things, and you can try different numbers until you make sure you are good with these nested loops. Very soon you get dominant on that, and feel free to contact me if you have any question regarding them. So I'm gonna run this. and you see the results over here. And 1 1 1 1 1 2 1 2 1 1 2 2 1 3 1 1 3 2, and it starts again from the beginning as we discussed it together. Another point that I want to show you, so what happens if I put 2 here, I put 2 here, and I make it 1. Okay, I just writing this for you as a practice. Okay, so stop the video and try to predict the outcome of these nested for loop on a piece of paper or on your Word before you check the answers. Please, my friends, don't run it on your ID and get the answer. First, try to run it manually before you do the rest. Thank you. Okay, now go and check your answers together. Okay, it starts from X. Okay, the outer loop, it starts from 1. I put it here, 1. And after that, it goes for the second one. So it is 1. And after that, it goes for the third one. So it prints this. But remember, the last one is just a vector of size 1. So very quickly, as soon as it iterates through 1, it is done. So it goes for the next one. So it would be 1, 2, 1. Again, it is done. So it go for the third element of vector of y. So it is 1. So you see iteration on the last one, it is just only 1 time. And after that, it is done. Iteration through y is done. You see 3. When iteration through y 3 is done, it goes for x. So it would be 2, 1 1, 2, iteration through y 2 2 1, and we have 2 3 1. And now it is done, because you see the size of the vector for y is 2. Just my friends, repeat this exercise. Oh, let me also, because it's a very good beginning for learning nested loops. And as you can see, 1 1 1 1 2 1 and 1 3 1, and that's it. Okay, check the videos, repeat that, and also you can put different numbers here and try them several times. For example, make this 3, make these 2, make these 2, and try to run it manually. And after that, run it on your ID and check the results to make sure you are completely dominant on the concept. I'm going to give you also another exercise. The exercise is this. You remember this data frame that we created before, DF7, and we make it like this, 1 2 2, or if you don't have it, just create it. Okay, we have DF, and the task I have for you is this. Write a nested for loop that iterate through the elements of this data frame. I'm gonna write the code now for you, but please stop the video here and don't check the answer. You first do it, and after that check the answer. Okay, here is the code, and I just changed the data frame because I had it available here. Okay, you see now we want to write a code that iterate through all these things. It could be done easily with nested loops. Here I have the code ready, as you can see, for I in 1 to 3 because we have 3 rows, for j in 1 to 4 because we have 4 columns, and I run it, and now you see here the iteration through all elements. Then I show you also here that one. As you can see, 1, try, 4, patience 2, and like this.